Terraria's got a lot of biomes. Some of them are underwhelming or useless, while others are essential to the game and always will be. So I thought it would be fun to ask, what is truly the best biome in Terraria? Let's talk about it. There's a lot of criteria that we need to determine what the best biome in Terraria really is, so before we really get into it, let's just set the ground rules real quick. Bosses are extremely important. They make up the core progression of the game, have the best loot, and are often very fun as well. A biome without a boss fight simply can't be considered one of the best. This already rules out most biomes in Terraria, since there actually aren't a lot of biome-specific boss fights in the game. Another important element is loot in general. Are there chests with valuable gear? Is the biome useful in every stage of the game? Are there enough enemies to drop good items? If the answer to this is no, then I don't think a biome can really be considered amazing. This is why I believe the Hollow in particular isn't the best biome in the game. It's my personal favorite by far, but because it's locked behind hard mode and doesn't help at all beforehand, in no way can it be considered the best. The last thing that I believe matters a little bit is how interesting the theme or aesthetic of a biome is. This is obviously more subjective, but I think that some biomes in Terraria clearly have more interesting themes than others. The desert biome, for example, is pretty dull in comparison to most other areas in the game, while the Hollow is very cool and interesting. So there you go, the criteria that we're going to use the best biome is going to be based on the boss fights, gear obtained by chests and enemies, and aesthetic appeal. With all of this taken into consideration, according to my calculations and the studies that I just made up in my head, I think the best biome overall is the jungle biome, and here's why. The jungle has 3 unique boss fights, Queen Bee, Plantera, and Golem. There's not a single other biome in Terraria that has 3 boss fights like the jungle does, and on top of this, the quality of the jungle's boss fights is also very good. Queen Bee is a very traditional boss, but she drops some of the best late pre-hard mode gear in the game. The Bee Gun and Bee's Knees, of course, in particular, are amazing weapons. Plantera is straight up the fan favorite Terraria boss fight and has been for years. She has a super fun attack pattern, the best boss theme in the entire game, and some pretty good drops as well. Even Golem has a decent amount of value that he provides the player. Yes, the gameplay of the fight itself is pretty bad, but he drops some really nice gear for the late game. What I love so much about the jungle biome though is that it has so much value beyond its boss fights. I would say that it's the most loot dense area in the game by far, offering something useful to the player at nearly any stage of the game and on any class. Look at the early game for example. For melee players, you can get the Blade of Grass from the jungle, one of the easiest weapons for taking down the Eye of Cthulhu and even the Eater of Worlds. For ranged, you can get the Boomstick, a weapon with insane damage for how easy it is to obtain. For mage, you can collect the Nature's Gift, which is basically essential because it's used to craft the Mana Flower, arguably the most important mage accessory in the entire game. And for summoner, you can use the jungle loot to craft the Snapthorn, an amazing early game weapon. I'm just using the early game as an example of how valuable the jungle can be, but what's really important is that it stays like this throughout the entire game. In the middle of the game, the early game, the late game, the end game, the jungle always has something that the player needs. The jungle also has multiple mini biomes such as the Jungle Temple and the Beehive, as well as much higher spawn rates for the other mini biomes like Granite and Marble. The jungle is one of, if not the only biome in Terraria that I think you could call truly perfect. It has multiple good boss fights, some of the most important gear in the entire game, a great soundtrack, an atmosphere, and multiple mini biomes to flesh it out even more. What do you think is the best biome in Terraria? Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. We're also getting pretty close to 3,000 subscribers and we'll probably reach it by the end of the month, but I need your help and I would appreciate if you subscribed as well. Alright, bye-bye.